and a huge welcome to the Entrepreneurs Circus, where we don't just talk business, we talk about the real, messy, chaotic life behind the scenes. I'm your host, Charlotte Wibberley, ready to dive headfirst into the sea of highs, lows, and everything in between that comes with being a parent running a business while also wrestling with the other curveballs that life throws our way. So grab yourself a cuppa, or better yet, pour yourself a gin. It's time to gear up for raw, unfiltered chats with fellow business owners navigating the high wire of being a CEO, the juggling act of parenting, and the merry mess that accompanies it all. This is entrepreneurship in its glorious chaos. Hello guys, and welcome back to the Entrepreneurs Circus. Now I'm here today with my really good friend and absolutely amazing human being, the lovely Tania King-Mohammad. Now Tania is an absolute expert when it comes to selling high ticket, giving people a really great experience, helping people to create freedom and wealth. And I just cannot wait to chat to her about everything that she does. So Tania, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Lovely. So for the guys that have been living under a rock and don't know who you are, do you want to tell them a little bit about kind of how you got started in business, what you do, what lights you up?
Of course, yeah. Okay, that's a lot, but I'll try and make it concise. So I'm Tania, or known as Dr. Tania. I'm the wealth strategist, and I help entrepreneurs scale their multi-6 and 7-figure businesses using high ticket sales strategies, but done in a really ethical way, because I believe that there is so much out there on high ticket sales, but it's all bro marketing style high ticket sales, forcing sales down people's throats. And that is not what I'm about. I'm all about us entrepreneurs getting paid more for the work that we love without having to multiply our workload. And so that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I see so many entrepreneurs just undervaluing themselves, underselling themselves. And it's really important to me that we actually change that, because there are so many people out there ready and waiting to pay you for your higher ticket services. And people just aren't giving themselves the chance to create those kind of clients. So that's my key thing. I'm also a property investor. So I do occasionally still mentor in property. I have a 7-figure property portfolio, which my husband and I built from scratch, from literally not knowing anything about property or business just a few years ago, to building a 7-figure property portfolio. And as I said, I'm a doctor as well, but I've left the NHS back 3.5 years ago now. And 8 months later, we emigrated to Ibiza with our young family. We've got 2 baby girls. One just turned 5 yesterday. So we're still in celebration mode, and another that's about to turn 8 on Halloween as well. And yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me. In terms of how I got into business, it really came about from me just feeling burnt out and borderline depressed, and just not enjoying being a doctor because of the stresses and the high responsibility, and being a really conscientious person, making sure that I was always doing my best. I could never just leave my work at work. I always took it home with me, and it caused me a lot of stress. It was a lot of responsibility, and it genuinely did burn me out. So my husband and I figured out that we had to find some way of getting me out of medicine. So I became a consultant radiologist. My mum always brought me up to always finish what I start. So I was like, oh, I would really love to leave medicine right now, but get to consultancy and then leave, Tania. Then you've literally got everything that you could, basically, in case you want to come back and you've spent a lot of time and a lot of money invested. And so we decided to get into property, and that's how we replaced my income as a medic through Airbnb and holiday lets in property.
That's amazing. Isn't that amazing? Like, to think that, you obviously went from this crazy, well, we have this inside view of the NHS, but you were living it in that high pressured role. And then actually because you've chosen to and made the right decisions, you've completely transformed it, and are now living the life that you're living over in Ibiza, she says, with no jealousy at all.
You could always come over, Shah, anytime.
Oh, my ticket's nearly booked. But it's it's incredible to hear about that. And I feel like so many people are going to sit there and resonate with the fact that they're stuck in something that they feel they can't escape.
and is destroying their mental health and causing them, you know, this unlivable anxiety. But I feel like it's ingrained in people, particularly in the employment world, that is the choice. That's the path. There isn't another option.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is one of the key things that I really stand for. I was so indoctrinated by societal norms and by thinking that I had to do specific things in a specific way. Go to school, study really hard, get really good GCSEs, A levels, then go to university. There was literally no other option for me. Be a doctor, be a pillar of society, have a responsible role in society, get paid a good salary. I mean, it was a good salary. It's not amazing now looking back on it, but at the time I thought it was a good salary. And so part of my sort of key things that I really stand for is that actually, if you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled in the job that you find yourself in or the career that you find yourself in right now, then decide that you're not fulfilled and decide that actually you're called for something much bigger and you're called to do something extraordinary rather than just ordinary. And so I bring this back to, you know, breaking through societal norms. I call it, I'm getting out of my good girl era, because I've been a good girl. I'm still a good girl, obviously, but in terms of doing what I thought I always had to do. And, you know, pretty much everyone is kind of brought up with this idea that they have to do certain things. And it's still quite alien to a lot of people. The fact that there are opportunities out there to create your reality in the way that you really want it to. So I wasn't living a reality that I really wanted to live when I was a doctor, because I had, you know, 12-hour shifts, 9 to 9 during the day, 12-hour shifts at nighttime, during the weekends as well. I spent lots of days, special days, away from my young kids, my 2 girls, my husband. The last birthday I had in the NHS was spent in the hospital as the only radiologist in the hospital all day on my birthday, which is the 28th of December. It's not ideal. And the other thing that really grated on me was the fact that in employment, you have around 28 days of annual leave to go and explore this incredible planet that we have been gifted to go and explore. And to make it worse, you have to apply 6 to 8 weeks in advance to get permission to go and take that holiday, to go and explore the world. And so, you know, there came a time where, and I'll tell you more about my story, I'll tell you about my mum, she's a big part of my story as well. But there came a point where I literally got revolted. I literally was like, hang on a minute, since when did I accept that this was okay to have 28 days of annual leave, to have days where I missed my kids' birthdays or my birthday with my family or special occasions? And it came to a point where I was literally shocked by myself having accepted it for so long. And so a key part of my message is, if you're not happy with the life that you're living, if you're not happy with the job or career that you find yourself in right now, you have a choice.
Yeah.
You get to decide, you get to make a decision. And of course, it's going to feel easier for you to stay where you are because it's familiar, it's comfortable. But actually, if you make that decision that you want to change things, yes, it's going to feel really like awkward isn't the word. It's going to feel scary AF, basically. It's going to feel like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? And in all honesty, the decision to leave medicine was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. But I haven't looked back, and we're 3.5 years down the line now.
It's I was just talking with Georgina Nesta about this, about basically feeling the fear and stuff and just doing it anyway. And I feel like maybe that is what, as entrepreneurs, we have I suppose different to people that find themselves stuck in employment. Because certainly, I don't know if it's the same with you, my love, but I've got lots of friends that sort of say, oh, you're so lucky because you get to do that, and you're not bound by the 28 days holiday, you get to go when you want, you do this. And it always grates on me. I know that's a me thing, but the luck thing, because it was definitely clearly for you, and definitely for me, it was definitely a choice that no, this isn't how I want my life to be. I do want to be that mum at the school gates. I do want to take the day off when it's my kid's birthday and do something fun. I do want to have the choice, because I feel pants, to sit around and not have to work today, because it's not going to serve me. I feel like it's, it is totally about making the choice. And as you say, scary, not easy, but my God, it pays in dividends, right?
It really does. And I think, people who know they're at the brink of needing to make a change, but haven't yet made that leap and made that decision and committed to it, it feels like the scariest thing ever. But if you look at people that you hold as successful, they are actually accustomed to making decisions and scary decisions, but also to making them quickly without deliberating too much, without sitting on the fence too much. And that's one of the key sort of attributes that I see in successful people. They get to make decisions, and hard decisions oftentimes, and they make them quickly, and then they move on, and they just keep focused on what it is they really want. So like, my message out there to anyone that's listening to this and thinking, I'm really unhappy in the life or the career or job that I'm in right now, is connect with what it is that you really want to do. Connect with your why reason, why you are here. I have no criticism if, for example, someone works in Sainsbury's and they love their job and they love their life and they don't want for anything more and they feel fulfillment. I have zero criticism, and I'm happy for you if that is you, or if you're in another job role. That's just an example. However, I have certain criticism's not the right word, but if you know you're not happy, then you have the choice to go and do something about it. And it's easy for people to say and look in from the outside when they see you, or when they see me or other people in our field, to say, you're so lucky. You've got the most amazing life. But actually, we've worked damn hard to create the lives that we've got, to live where we live, to have the family around us, to have that freedom to take time off for the kids' birthdays.
It's like blood, sweat and tears, isn't it? And part of what I wanted to talk about on these podcast sessions is about the fact that not lots of people talk about the blood, sweat and tears that goes into it, because we see the gloss and the shine that's the product of it at the end.
Yeah.
But that was early days of sitting there going, shit, I haven't got any clients. How am I going to pay my bills? Crying in the corner with a glass of wine. That's the stuff that people don't talk about. But it's exactly that. It's hard graft to get here. I don't believe in luck, and luck definitely has nothing to do with the success that you've created. So yeah. So talk to me a little bit about high ticket then, because I don't know, is it a thing that you get lots of people that kind of are a bit like, oh, high ticket, I can't do high ticket because I don't have, these low ticket things nailed yet. That's for down the line. Do you get people coming to you like that?
So, I mean, I could talk about this all day, every day. So I'm going to try and keep it succinct for you, because I'm sure you don't want to be on this call with me all day, every day. A high ticket is essentially a way for you to get paid much more for the work you love, but without multiplying your workload. Like, it takes the same time and effort to create, launch and sell low or mid ticket offers as it does high ticket offers. So why not focus your time and get a much higher, greater ROI on your time invested creating, launching and selling your offers with high ticket offers, compared to slogging your guts out, having to sell all of the offers to all of the people. The key thing that I really love about high ticket sales and attracting premium paying clients is that you get to have a much deeper relationship with those clients, because you need fewer of them to hit your financial goals. You get to invest more time in them. You get to invest more resources in them. And as by default, you then get to co-create much bigger results. So your client then gets a higher ROI. They get bigger results on their time and money invested in working with you. And it's just so exciting, because it's really everyone's opportunity. I believe everyone in any niche as a business owner or entrepreneur has the opportunity to work with premium paying clients. But the number one thing, from my experience, from the clients that I have, from the people that I speak to every day, the number one thing stopping people from attracting clients who pay them multi-five figures, for example, six figures even, is their mindset. They don't have what I call a high ticket identity. They don't have their high ticket psychology nailed. And so when I work with my clients, we do a lot of work on their high ticket psychology, their high ticket identity, to take them from where they are right now here, where they're attracting clients, they're getting paid, but in their heart of hearts, they know that they are ready for something more. They're ready for something bigger. They're ready to get paid more, but they're ready to co-create even bigger and better results with their clients. And it's a really beautiful transformation to see someone going from, 15 to 30K months to 50K months, for example, within a few weeks of us working together, because we've done so much on their positioning, their mindset, their authority as a result of their mindset. But this is the one thing that's stopping a lot of people from stepping into attracting premium paying clients. So a lot of the work that I do with my clients is first and foremost based on their high ticket mindset, their high ticket psychology. Obviously, we co-create their power offers together. I have a blueprint how to create a power offer which is irresistible for high ticket clients. And we do lots of other things as well, product suite and all of the things that you do in business, but all focused on attracting premium paying clients. So there is a place for, you mentioned low ticket offers, there is a place for low ticket offers, but I don't advise my clients to just be playing at that sort of level all the time, or living in that sort of level where you're attracting low ticket clients all the time. There is a place for low ticket offers, micro offers, that then are able to really easily and effortlessly fill your high ticket spaces and your high ticket offers. I talk a lot about my micro offer strategy, which is the strategy that I used over the summer to generate £56,000 worth of sales in 14 days in summer when everyone else says that people aren't buying. And it serves a very powerful space in my business. However, I encourage people to have that high ticket mindset, to have that high ticket psychology. That's the one key thing that most people are missing and stopping themselves from when it comes to attracting premium paying clients.
You're saying you could talk about this all day. I genuinely could listen to this all day. It's interesting because I was having a chat. I'm just thinking about, I was chatting with Katrina Foraker on a previous podcast episode about low ticket, low paying clients, or those clients that try and barter you down for stuff, and how actually sometimes you can feel like you've won the battle because you've agreed on a price, be it a reduction on whatever you've charged, but those clients are always after your blood, sweat and tears. They are a pain in the bum. They want everything from you. Whereas in my experience, the last 12 years, if I've worked with higher ticket clients, dreamy, they love it, they listen, they take on board the advice, they get the result, and it's amazing. So this makes, I'm totally on board with this makes complete sense to me. And as someone that deals with launches and funnels, exactly that, it takes you just as much energy and effort to sell the low and mid ticket stuff as it would the high. So why wouldn't you come up with a strategy to sell something and deliver something that's higher ticket?
Absolutely. And I believe that anyone can, if you're in business, anyone can add a premium product, offer, service, experience to your existing product suite. You just need to be strategic about it and start to look at all the different facets of your business, your messaging, your mindset, your offer suite, your offer flow, all of the things that we could talk about all day.
Yeah. And I'm intrigued. So obviously, not that I was watching your stories all the time or anything, but you living in Ibiza, you recently ran what looked like the most incredible retreat for people over in Ibiza. So was a big part of that retreat focused then around kind of that mindset piece and people getting to see themselves in a certain way?
Yeah. So hand on heart, I haven't really sat down and appreciated the event. It was incredible. It was, I'm still in awe of everything that we created, my team and I created, and all of the people that came. It was absolutely incredible. So it was a 3-day event. Day 1 and day 2 was all about mindset, identity, strategy. My friend and mentor, Lisa Johnson, came on day 2. And then on day 3, because I believe in business being fun as well, it doesn't have to be like hard slog all the time. It should be fun. It should be exciting. Okay. I took everyone out on a luxury boat day for the day around Ibiza to Formentera, which was incredible. It was so good. But coming back to your question, on day 1, we very, very much immediately worked on everyone's identity in the room, and the whole session in the morning was designed around my retreat clients leaving their past identity behind and stepping into their new version 2.0, level 2.0 identity, where they get to go and achieve the big things that they really want. They get to go and achieve those higher paying, premium paying clients that they want. They get to go and create the results that they want. And so during that time, it was exciting, it was fun. There were times where people were very vulnerable, and it's always really important to me that when I hold any space, whether it's an in-person experience, a group program, a mastermind, you know, I've got mastermind group programs and so on, membership, that I set the standards and I set the expectations to maintain the integrity of the container, to say, you guys are in a safe space, you can share. I trust everyone in this room. This is why in my closer proximity containers, I basically, it's all application only. Not anyone can join. And so I screen people. So when it came to the retreat, I was very careful to make sure that everyone was a person that I trusted based on what I knew about them. And so because I set the expectations right at the start of the retreat, everyone felt a level of security, a level of safety, a level of trust, and that they could really open up and be vulnerable. And that's exactly what happened. People shared lots of deep things that not everyone would have known about them. And so that was part of the process, to really start to leave their old identity behind and step into their new, higher ticket, more premium identity, but also the identity where they don't hold back from the things that they really love, which is a really important thing for me, because as you know, I lost my mum, I think 12 years ago now, 12 Christmases ago, and she was only 57. The year before, she got diagnosed with cancer, and she had the most beautiful plans to go and travel the world, to leave her job as a psychology teacher in the local senior school in Cornwall. And she had all these plans to just pack everything in, sell her house, and go and travel the world, and, you know, go on an adventure, learn about more culture, learn more languages, and really integrate in the cultures, because she was always about that. You would never find her on a package holiday. It's always getting integrated with the communities and the people and so on. But all of those dreams and those aspirations were taken away from her overnight when she got diagnosed with cancer. And, you know, she passed away a year after her diagnosis, obviously very sadly. And it just serves as a huge lesson. It's the most painful thing I've had to go through in my life ever. But it serves as a huge lesson that actually life is for living right now. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't actually exist. Yesterday doesn't actually exist. And what we really have is right now. And so just coming back to the point that I want to make, it's always at the forefront of my mind that actually we need to go and live in the now. We need to go and create what we want now, because there is no other time. If not now, then when? And my mum's story and her journey and what happened to her is my biggest lesson. It's my biggest learning in life, that actually you need to live in the now. You need to do what it is you want to now, because you don't know if you're going to have the opportunity to do it tomorrow.
So true. So true. And I feel like, you know, so many people do well, I'll do that tomorrow, or that'll be for next year, or I'll do that when, blah, 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 fill in the blanks, but nothing's guaranteed. We just have today.
It sounds a bit melodramatic, but, you know, I had someone say recently, and it rings so true for me. So many people say to themselves, I'll be ready when, 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 and then they die. It sounds melodramatic, but it's actually true. So if there's something that you really want to do, if you know that you're not fulfilled, if you know you're not living the life that you dream of living, go and do something about it. Is it going to be easy? Of course it's not, but it's going to be worth it.
Wow. And I mean, I wonder if, or you can tell me whether that's, you know, part of that sort of spurring on from you with this, obviously what you went through with your mum and that lesson that you learned. Did that kind of inspire you? Well, it must have inspired you with your business, but I know that you're bringing out a book. Did that inspire you with the kind of, okay, right now, I really have to put this out now, because if I don't do it now, when?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. So I'll be completely transparent. I was supposed to write this book a year ago or more, actually. Okay, you probably know this.
Yeah, I can put you on it. I waited 2 years to write mine because I put it off so long.
Yeah, so we're in the same boat, Shah, basically.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah, in all honesty, I was supposed to write my book last year as part of the deal that I had to get all the support and everything. And in all honesty, yes, there was a huge element of procrastination, but the real reason why I didn't was because I didn't know what the book was going to be on. I didn't want to waste the opportunity of my first book just being wishy-washy, not being a great read, not being a book where people literally can't put it down. And so that's the reason why I didn't get down to do it. Having said that, I work really well with deadlines. So I had a deadline, I think it was the 3rd of October, I believe, where I had to hand the book in. I had to have self-edited the book for a month prior. And
Yeah.
I basically managed to write 49,000 words during summer holidays when my kids were at home in 5 weeks. And I wrote it, I did it. The deadline helped massively because had I not had a deadline, it wouldn't have gotten done. So part of me was like, right, the time is now to write this book. And yes, of course, that comes back from my experience with my mom and thinking like, now is the time is now. But also, I knew what I wanted to write the book about. It was very clear in my mind, this year compared to last year. I kind of was in between ships a little bit with what I was doing in my business, and I wasn't quite sure what to do and how to lead and things. Whereas this year, I'm so focused and so clear on what I'm doing. Yeah. And so it got written in 5 weeks and handed in. And we are in the process of proofreading and editing, but not me, the team right now, which is a relief.
It's incredible. Like when you said that you were doing it and then you were like, I've done it, I was like, oh my God, that resonates with me as well. Because the reason that I didn't do mine the first year I was meant to is because I wasn't sure what I wanted to write it about. And exactly the same thing. I wanted to make sure that whatever I put out there was actually going to be what I wanted to say, rather than what other people were saying, this is probably what you should write it about.
Yeah, exactly. It has to come from you, and it has to come from you to have the drive then to go and do it, which is, again, comes back to your why reason. Why are you here? Why are you doing your business? Why are you writing your book? It has to come from within us. Otherwise, it's not going to be a labor of love. It's going to be I have to do this, which is going to feel so much harder.
I can't wait to read it. I'm going to be like 49,000 words in 5 weeks. It's incredible. But can you give us any kind of teasers as to what it's about?
Yeah, I mean, it's no shock that it's going to be about high ticket sales. But the entire book is basically how to attract premium paying clients in an ethical way, because there are so many business gurus out there teaching high ticket sales, but they all pretty much follow the bro marketing tactics of sell, 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 when actually my whole ethos is actually to be able to charge high ticket and attract and convert premium paying clients who pay you premium rates and prices. We're talking multi 5-6 figures. There has to be a value exchange. It's not just about adding a zero on to your price point, which a lot of people think high ticket is, I'll be honest with you. And actually it's not. It's not about just adding another zero onto your price. It's thinking, okay, money represents an exchange of value. So when your clients come to you, you have something of value to them. The amount that they are happy and prepared and ready and waiting to pay you depends on their perceived value of the offer, the experience, and the transformation that you help create with them through them working with you. And so the more elevated the perceived value of your offer by them, the more they're likely to pay you. And so it's all, we go very deep on how you can create a power offer, how to make it irresistible, how to market, how to sell ethically and sell high ticket offers ethically. And yeah, I can't wait for everyone to read it. I can't believe it's actually becoming a reality, like you now, like you're in the same boat. And we're like, oh my goodness, we've written books.
I know it's one of those things that I've kind of done and been telling people behind the scenes, and now I've put it out there and people are like, this is so exciting. And then you're like, oh my God, you know, people are actually going to read it. I think it was Georgina when I went to her book launch last week that was like, I didn't think people would actually read the book. So what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
No, it's exciting. So when is it coming out? In the new year?
It's coming out in the new year on January the 23rd. So we have the book launch. We don't have any details yet. It will be in London. You're obviously invited. January 23rd. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's also going to be a combination of my 40th birthday party as well, because I'm 40 at Christmas, which is scary. I thought I'd have all my shit together by the age of 40 and have all my ducks in a row. Honestly, I still don't think like I do. But yeah, it's going to be super exciting. I can't wait.
Oh my God. Well, I can't wait to hear more about the launch and obviously about your mega 40th celebrations. By the way, it doesn't get any easier once you turn 40. You just start, you know, things start aching in different places, basically. So you got that to
look forward to that.
Yeah. Look, my love, I know we could talk about this for absolutely ages, but is there anything like if people are sitting there and thinking, yeah, actually, this makes complete sense to me. I don't have high ticket at the moment. I just sell kind of low ticket. I'm in it all the time. Is there any advice you'd give people around, you know, the first steps to take to get started by thinking about putting some sort of high ticket offer into their business?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to do a shameless plug right now.
That's what we heard.
Come and get my book in January. It's going to be incredible. It will change the game for you and your business. Just get started. Just speak to people. My inbox is always open. Drop me a DM at Freedom with Tania with an I, and just get started. And know that if there are people out there getting paid 100,000 for 12 months of one-to-one mentoring, there is no reason why you can't too. You just need to figure things out a little bit. But they will have started from somewhere close to where you are right now. They didn't start charging 6 figures for 12 months of support. So just reach out and speak to someone. If you know that you're ready to add in a high ticket offer, I could be one of those people. I'm more than happy to help. So my inbox is always open. So come and find me on Instagram.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on to talk to me today, Tania. We'll share all of your contact details in the show notes so people can come and find you, come stalk you. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your day. And guys, thank you so much for listening to us today. See you next time.
That's it for today. If something sparked your interest or you have a story that needs sharing, don't hesitate to get in touch. Details are in the show notes or just look me up on social media. And before you leave, make sure you're subscribed to be the first in the know when the next episode's out. Until then, remember, this is your circus. So embrace the chaos and keep juggling. See you next time.